Okay, this next video is going to show you how to stuff this arm, this hand, inside your puppet. So you're going to begin by kind of smushing the fingers closer together. And then, I know it seems impossible, but you're going to put it inside that little hole that we left in the wrist. So you're just going to kind of force in each finger one by one. And you got to kind of simultaneously keep the fur out of the way so that it gets in there and it's real futzy. But you're going to just keep working at it until it starts to get in there. And it's a lot of like push and tug and whatever. And then you're going to start to slowly try to work each of those fingers, starting with the thumb, into the thumb sleeve, and then the first finger into the first finger sleeve, and the second finger into the second finger sleeve. And this is not easy. This is probably one of the hardest parts about making a puppet, trying to get this foam hand in here. And you'll see here, now that I've got Eugene's fingers sort of in each slot, I'm going to use a wooden stick and kind of work at it on both sides. So I'm going to kind of use it to help push his fingers in further, and also the foam sticks to the fabric, sticks to the fur. So you just gotta create some space and move it around. But basically your goal is that you want, as you feel the tip of the finger, to be able to feel that the foam is all the way to the end of the finger, and you should be able to feel that wire a little bit inside too. And yes, this is frustrating, but just keep pushing through because you're so close to finishing your puppet. Success! Okay, so both sides of Eugene's palm now fit around this piece of foam. And that means we're ready to close it up. So that means you need to grab a needle and some thread. You're going to tie your knot. Sorry, it's off camera. And then you're going to turn your puppet's hand so that that gap in his hand is facing you. Doesn't matter which way, just as long as the hole is facing you. And then you're going to start by putting your needle from the inside of the fabric through the out on one of the two pieces, doesn't matter which. And then basically you're going to do a whip stitch, but from the outside. So you're going to carefully put your needle through the fabric on the one side and pull it through. And then you're going to put it through the fabric on the other side. The trick to making this look really good is to make sure that you don't get any of the actual foam. You're just trying to get the fur itself. And to really close it up, I'll do like 2 whip stitches, and then I'll throw in a blanket stitch. So a reminder, that means you put it through both pieces of fabric, and then you put your needle through the loop and then pull the whole thing tight, and that just kind of locks it in place. Okay, speeding the footage up just a little bit here just so you can see what's going on. So I'm going to continue to sew both sides together right up until I get to the arm rod. And at the arm rod, I'm going to make sure to do at least 2 blanket stitches. So again, put your needle through both sides and then pull your needle through the loop that exists on your thread and then just pull it really tight. And then I'm going to move my needle and start doing it on the other side of the arm rod. And again, I'm going to do 2, maybe 3 blanket stitches. And that's just to make sure that that area is extra durable. And then I'll just continue doing blanket stitch / whip stitch until I reach the very end. And then I'll do another couple blanket stitches. And then I will grab a pair of scissors and I'm going to trim the thread, and I'm going to cut it fairly close to the fur. And then, so that your puppet hand looks a little less Frankenstein, you're going to take your needle and you're just going to kind of comb or pull out any fur that got trapped in that seam. So I'm just kind of using my needle to like carefully scrape that seam and pull out a little fur and kind of rough it up so that the seam is hidden. And then I can pose Eugene's fingers. And now he's ready to go. And he says, "Oh my God, good luck. You can do it. Bye."